Assalamu alaikum dear viewers. यूँ तो मैं ज़्यादातर वीडियो वगैरह नहीं बनाता अपनी किसी भी सोशल मीडिया चैनल पर, तो लेकिन आज सोचा कि ये जो एक ट्रेंड चल रही है इस पे कुछ ना कुछ बात करूं। दिल में ख्याल आया कि ये जो आजकल उसातिज़ा साहिबान के मतलब ये ऑनरेबल सुप्रीम कोर्ट का जो ये वर्डिक्ट है जी CTET मैंडेटरी है टीचर्स के लिए, और इस हवाले से सोशल मीडिया प्लेटफार्मों, जर्नलिस्ट्स, मीडिया चैनल्स इस इशू को बहुत बूस्ट कर रहे हैं कि नो आवर टीचर्स आर गुड, दे डोंट नीड such type of examinations. But to be honest and straightforward, I didn't conceive the true purpose of those slogans. Rather, as per my opinion, it should be held and every teacher should be ready, because it is domain specific. When we say domain specific, a teacher hasn't answered any engineering questions, he hasn't answered any space questions. Rather, he has to answer simply the teaching methods, different teaching methods, purpose of teaching methods, and domain specific. If someone is science teacher, he needs to answer science questions. If someone is social science teacher, he needs to answer social science questions. Those questions which are encountered by him in daily classrooms. So I don't feel the moral behind it, that it should not be taken. Teachers are threatened in a way that as if it is to appear and crack a UPSC exam. No. It is basic. So I believe that 90% teachers in J&K would easily pass it. So there is no need to protest to the Honorable Supreme Court's wisdom that we are not ready, we won't give. It is insulting somehow teaching profession. Because why it is insulting teaching profession? If as a teacher, as a young teacher, I don't talk about those teachers who are near to their retirement or who are old age, senior teachers, but I specifically touch the line of those teachers who are in teaching line since for last 12, 20 years or 15 years or 10 years. So if they hesitate and shrug their shoulders that we won't appear in this exam, we won't give this exam, it is injustice to us, I don't think they are deemed to be called teachers. Because as a teacher, if you don't update yourself on daily basis, what you are doing? You are receiving 3 months of winter vacation. What you do in those 3 months? There are n number of books on curriculum framework, the teaching methods, how we can actually enhance the quality of education, how we would be able to have good quality control. There are numerous books and training sessions. Tell me who goes for those sessions or who goes through those books regarding curriculum, efficiency of teaching methods, motivation level? None. All teachers in winter, what they do, they sit somewhere in corner and don't update themselves. So by this, by opposing this trend, rather accepting as bravely, it is somehow insulted to teaching profession. It is somehow cowardice on the part of teachers. Because I have been taught by many well-known teachers who even in 50s can pass this exam 100 times. This exam comprises two levels. One is primary level and another is secondary level. Primary level is called paper 1 and secondary level is called paper 2. If you are going for secondary level after elementary level, you have to pass second paper. If you are confined to some primary school, you have to pass only primary first paper. That is too easy. So I myself passed it 3 times. So whenever I heard this news and they cry on social media, I laugh internally. How this teaching profession is made so easy. It is not easy. It is the foundation of every society. Previous week, I happened to go through one of biographies of notorious leader even, Adolf Hitler, my camp. But I was astonished to see his knowledge regarding every aspect of life. That is why he moved the entire world. But one thing touched my heart there. He said that if you have to change any society, you need to emphasize on 2 units. One is family, parental attention, and another is school. If these 2 institutions are intact, respecting each other, you are going to change everything. You are going to create a society that you dream. These are the words of Adolf Hitler, a notorious dictator, but very, extensive knowledge-keeping person. So in that way, rather making it as a protest, all teachers who are young and who have been teaching for last 20 years or 15 years should accept it bravely. However, old and senior teachers should be given relaxation. For them it is somehow a bit difficult. But I know my own senior teachers who can crack it 100 times. I can give you an example. I have been taught one of the genuine teachers whose name is, जिसका नाम है मोहतरम मकबूल साहिब शेख, जो आरत का रहने वाला है. I have seen the true enthusiasm of learning in him. एक बार, क्योंकि आज तक जो हमारे जहन में ग्रामर के कंसेप्ट्स वगैरह घूम रहे हैं, it is because of that personality. And another guy, Mr. Hamid sir Lone, a reservoir of knowledge. I have no words to express, but let me take you to that personality. Once I told him in matric class that, sir, we don't have any social science teacher. We will request headmaster of the said institution that he will appoint you as social science teacher. And he laughed. He said, Shafi, I don't have social science as my subject. I have my own hold on English and economics, but let us take it because you people want, then I should. He accepted a challenge in front of the headmaster. And the same teacher told me that Shafi, I have updated my social science knowledge every night to teach you people. And in a single year, the teacher unparalleled all teachers. He was looking as if he has a specific post graduate degree in that particular subject. Despite he had none. But what he did, he was hard-working teacher. He used to sit late nights, understand money's concepts, and then he would teach us. And happily, when we had to appear for exams, we managed to score higher in his subject. But such teachers can pass it 100 times. This TET, CET, etc., what we call CTET, Central Teacher Eligibility Test. So don't make it an insulting dimension for this teaching profession. You are good teachers and you should. And plus, if someone has been selected on local merit, keeping post-graduation, graduation as his criteria at that time, because those times were the bountiful times for many people, I can say ironically, because this year one school is opened, citing feasibility. Another year the same school is merged, citing infeasibility. यहाँ पर रोल नहीं है, यहाँ कुछ नहीं है, ये feasible अब नहीं, इस स्कूल को मर्ज करो. लेकिन इसी स्कूल में 2-3 दिन पोस्ट्स क्रिएट करते गए. The same fashion, the same trend happened throughout Kashmir division. Because money can do everything in Kashmir. You spend money, you will bring every shine here, and people have nothing to do how that shine was made. यहाँ डेजल से मतलब है लोगों को. Let me give you an example. फायर सर्विस जो रिक्रूटमेंट था उसमें काफ़ी जीनियस स्टूडेंट्स थे, लेकिन because of scam, some managed to go up. But society has nothing to do with virtue or fault. So our society has to do with the salary one gets. If you manage to secure a position by fraud, after 2 years you will be saluted by the same society for receiving handful salary. Society has nothing to do with virtue, eligibility, ineligibility. I don't think. So here one thing works, that is money. The same happened with this process. The SSA scheme initially was good, but then it was misused. It was misused to such a level that government had to freeze posts since 2018 till date to absorb these teachers. I don't claim that all those teachers were not eligible. Rather, I can say 50% teachers out of that quota were not eligible. They made themselves eligible by paying money, by getting that post, by getting opened that vacancy in the said locality, by paying money to MLA level, because the education sector has been always dominated by politics. Polity has always destroyed this education sector. So now let me conclude. CTET is not a horned monster. ये कोई सेंगो वाला देव नहीं है जिससे इतना डरना है. रादर ये एक बेसिक एग्ज़ाम है, सिंपल एग्ज़ाम है. इसमें वही पूछा जाता है जो आप डे टू डे क्लासरूम में करते हैं. टीचिंग मेथड्स के बारे में आपको पूछा ना जाए तो किसके बारे में? विच टीचिंग मेथड इज मोर fruitful or purposeful in teaching science and social science. So, for example, if we say for a science teacher, is lecture method good or demonstration or experimentation method or projective method? Simple सी बात है. Projective method, experimental method, demonstration method are feasible for him rather than these lecture discussion. So I see question है, आसान से question है. So I am somehow astonished, puzzled to think over it that our mass teachers, without knowing, without seeing even this paper, even going for this exam any time, they protest. They politicize it. They go to concerned minister, education minister, beg in front of that minister to get some way of compromise to this test. So, Supreme Court is not somewhat below. That is apex body of wisdom. There many oceans of knowledge, knowledgeable persons give their verdict. So I have gone through this exam 3 times. I don't feel it irrelevant when we talk about this teaching line. So at least you should know that from 2018 freezing process, it has killed many sound brains who were aspiring for teaching posts. But the freezing process killed their dreams. Now you, because of your luck, because of your destiny, because of your what we call, you enjoy your position, you enjoy respect. May God safeguard everybody's respect and you people's too. But by protesting it, we won't give CTET. It is somehow irrelevant for old aged persons, old aged teachers. Even I have given you some examples of old senior teachers who can crack it 100 times. 100 times. The teachers I mentioned earlier, he can crack it 100 times. Because I know the depth of their teacher, the enthusiasm, the curiosity of their teacher to update his knowledge, to update his repertoire of skills. So why cannot you? You have 2 years to pass this examination. So don't play such silly drama. You are the founding members, or what we call the makers of this society. You should not shrug your shoulders from this responsibility. It is not any UPSC exam you should fear. Rather, it is domain specific. So you have ample time. Why shouldn't you pass it? Why shouldn't you qualify it? So if we give an example, If we have 20 questions from social science, a good teacher, a normal teacher, is able to answer 15 questions. Likewise, if you are a science teacher, out of 20 or 20, 30 science questions, you manage to answer 25, even 27 questions. So, what is the rationale behind this propaganda or fearing? So, do accept it and go for it. You have ample time. Use your winter vacations wisely, the way you should, because you are morally you need to use that vacation period in a way to update yourselves. So go for that. So lastly, I would say you go for it, prove your worth, prove your mettle in this simple fight. So don't make excuses. Excuses where domain specific answers are being questioned is totally alien to teaching profession. Thank you. God bless you all. May Allah prosper this profession. You people too, as well as me. Thank you very much. Assalamu alaikum.